All right, guys. So this is week 2 of the predictions episode for the 2021 season. So as with last week, we're recording these episodes on Thursdays. So unfortunately, the Thursday night football game is going on right now. Now, I texted Thomas. Probably next week we should probably tweet about it, right? Like I should mention you in a tweet and ask you what your prediction is, and then we'll put it on Twitter so there's some like evidence there. But what we ended up doing was I just messaged him on Facebook and I'm like, what's your prediction for this week? And so he picked the New York Giants, who are currently winning. I picked the Washington football team, who is about to score a field goal and make it 20-16. With still the entire fourth quarter left to play. So this one's going to be another close one, just like we had last week.
I mean, Daniel Jones is about to be freaking Daniel Jones is about to freaking lead the Giants to first place in the NFC East.
Not if Kenny Galladay has anything to say about
it. Man, Kenny Galladay, I'm so disappointed I got you on my fantasy team, dude.
Yeah.
You better do so. You got all game. How much time left in this game?
There's like a minute or so left in the third quarter.
Yeah, man, you got the rest of the third quarter, the fourth quarter to score a touchdown, dude. You better get on it, Mr. Pro Bowl.
Well, I don't quite know if that's going to happen. I know, Thomas, you saw this, but for anybody watching the episode, I tweeted out that Kenny Galladay is reminding me a lot of what the national media kind of expected Ja'Marr Chase to be this year, which was just dropping everything that's thrown his way. And thank God, by the way, that Kenny Galladay chose the Giants over the Bengals, because then we might not have drafted Ja'Marr Chase and we'd be dealing with Kenny Galladay.
By the way, it's worth mentioning that Daniel Jones have 82 rushing yards this game. That is very impressive, considering the fact that Saquon Barkley have 41 rushing yards.
That's because Saquon Barkley's trash.
But you probably were thinking, oh, well, Daniel Jones probably ran the ball more than Saquon Barkley. Daniel Jones ran the ball 7 times to Saquon Barkley 8 rushes.
The only reason people think Saquon Barkley's any good is because he's got thighs the size of Peyton Manning's forehead.
Saquon Barkley is
he's a very talented player. He just has not put it together yet. Like, I know he keeps getting hurt, but still.
What was the year? What was the year he was drafted?
20.
Was he drafted the year that Baker was drafted? Yeah, he was drafted the year Baker was drafted, right? Wasn't the year?
Was that 2018?
I just remember that year. I was saying the Browns drafted the quarterback. Everybody noticed you drafted Saquon Barkley. I'm pretty sure he got drafted the same year as
that'd be 2018, which means he's in a contract year. That sucks for him.
Yeah, he was drafted the same year as Baker Mayfield.
Huh?
Yeah, he was drafted 18. Yeah, the same year Baker Mayfield was.
Same year we drafted Billy Price.
And then, so I remember that same year we drafted Chubb. I remember that debate. Over with plenty of people whether the Browns should take a running back in the first round or not. I was like, no, hell no. I'm one of those people who believe you should never take a running back in the first round. I'm one of those people.
Yeah,
I think Saquon Barkley is proof. I think Ezekiel Elliott's proof.
Right. I mean,
I think those two people alone is enough.
At least Zeke has flashed from time to time. Like, Zeke was like really good his rookie year and stuff like that. Like, I haven't seen anything from Saquon.
Trent Richardson. Dude, I mean, the list is so long. And then you got running backs in the second, third, fourth, fifth round, balling out.
Josh
Mixon. Jacobs, Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Like we could just name them off rip like that.
James Robinson, undrafted.
Come on,
running backs are a dime a dozen. Stop taking them in the first round, seriously.
Kareem Hunt. Don't take a running back in the first round.
Travis Etienne drafted in the first round. Now I know he got hurt, but still.
It's just the list is just insane. And then you got running backs in the first round like Sony Mitchell. Where he at now?
Exactly.
Like, where is he at? Exactly. Where is he at? Like, where is he at right now? Like, let's be real, dude. Just like it's a bad idea.
Najee Harris. Look what Najee Harris has been doing. Not a lot. Because not that Najee Harris is bad, but because the Steelers didn't put anything around him.
They did take him in the first round, didn't they?
Yeah. Why do you think I was rooting for them? Because like I called it before, like if you go look at my mock draft that I put out, I called the Steelers taking Najee Harris, and I was rooting for them to take Najee Harris, not because I think that Najee Harris is a bad player and I hate the Steelers and I want them to get a bad player, but because I hate the Steelers and I think taking a running back in the first round is a terrible idea, and they're just arrogant enough to do it.
Who's another rookie running back that was drafted this year's draft? Who was the rookie running back?
Well, Najee Harris and Travis Etienne.
How did Travis Etienne do last week?
Well, he's hurt for the year.
Oh, never mind that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying earlier. I was like,
I'm telling you, watch, man. There's gonna be a rookie running back out here that's gonna. It always is a late round or undrafted rookie running back comes out of nowhere.
And Daniel Jones is putting it together.
Yeah, dude, I told you, man. Best running back in the NFC East.
Best running back. He's looking like a better right now. He's looking like a better passer than Lamar Jackson, for what that's worth. And he almost threw a pick. Like right as I'm saying that, he almost threw a pick to that linebacker. All right. Anyway, we should probably go ahead and get into these predictions, shouldn't we, Thomas?
Yep, should. Who got first?
So we're going to start with the AFC. We're going to work our way over to the NFC. And as always, we're going to leave the AFC North games to the very end because those are the really, that's the incentive for people to watch the whole thing. Most people watching this are going to be Bengals or Browns fans, probably want to know what we think about the Bengals and Browns game. Well, you're just going to have to wait.
Or you just fast forward to the end. There's a fast forward button.
You just scroll right over. Whatever. But no, you watch, man. It helps. I think it helps like with the algorithm or something, more people get to watch this podcast. Watch the whole things. We say a bunch of dumb shit. Listen for that. All right. So first game we got up is the Denver Broncos going to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. What do you think about this game, Thomas?
Denver Broncos play the Jaguars. I'm not going to pick the Jaguars at any point this season.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you. After what we saw last week, the way they played against the fucking Texans, man, I don't know. I think I'm not quite as out on like Urban Meyer as you are, but I will say, based off of what we saw in week 1, I really don't think that it's going to. I really don't think it's going to work. If it does work, it's going to be later in the year. They're going to start putting it together. It's not going to work right away. So I am also going to pick the Broncos in this game because the Broncos looked good against the Giants last week. The Giants look halfway decent in this game right now. So maybe the Broncos aren't so bad with Teddy Bridgewater.
Maybe I should stop being so hard on Urban Meyer. Because, I really don't know. Maybe Urban Meyer is doing something good behind the scenes. And they do have a really good they do have a really good young quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. But it seems like Urban Meyer is out to do whatever he can to ruin Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, well, you don't back down on Carson Wentz, so don't back down on Urban Meyer.
Oh, trust me, I won't. Trust me, I won't. Trust me, I won't, dude. Like I promise you, I won't. There's things about Urban Meyer I feel about that. I would never seen this podcast, but I don't like that dude. This is not talking about it anymore. I don't want to go. I get my emotions so quickly about this. I get my feelings so quickly about this. I don't know, man. Like I'm not rooting for Urban Meyer to fail, but I wouldn't be angry.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on then to not get you too in your feelings. Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills heading to Miami to play the Miami Dolphins. Now the Bills, as we saw last week, not looking nearly like the team that we saw in 2020. Maybe some of that was the Steelers defense being pretty good, but I think a lot of it was just the Bills offense being rusty. And who knows what we're going to see? Has the league maybe figured out Brian Daboll's offense? I don't know. The Miami Dolphins, by contrast, I felt looked up and down against the Patriots, did come away with the win, but I thought Tua Tagovailoa looked really inconsistent. So, honestly, probably a pretty similar team that they saw against the Steelers week 1. What do you think, Thomas? Who's going to win?
Calling crazy with this one. I'll go to the Dolphins.
You think the Dolphins are going to win?
I don't know, dude. There's something like that performance by the Bills really bothered me, man. That performance by the Bills is really just irked me the wrong way about the Bills. And I'm not saying the Bills are going to be a bad team. There are 17 weeks in the season. I think the Bills are going to – you go on to this league, you'll be fine. So I'm not saying the Bills are going to – especially considering the division that they're playing. I think they probably the Dolphins later in the season. I still think they're the best team in the division. But, the Dolphins are playing at home this game. The Dolphins aren't a bad team. No stretch of the imagination. They're not a bad team. And, that defense, they have spurts. The offense have a lot of spurts, actually. If anybody has spurts. The Dolphins still do have a lot of weapons on that team. And maybe the tools got a little put together, but it's not just that. It's just that Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs did nothing last week for me to believe in them. And the team, like the Browns playing a team like the Texans, the Bills are playing a team like the Dolphins. That's not a team that you can just get your rhythm back on that easily. Like their rhythm looked off last game. And that's a problem that looks like it's going to take more than 2 weeks to fix. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins for that reason.
All right. This is shaping up to be a pretty interesting week for us because I think I'm going to go with the Bills in this one because week 1 bothered me for the Bills for sure, but I think it's fucking week 1. Like, let's be honest here. Yeah. I don't think that the Bills are going to consistently look that bad. I don't think the Steelers are going to consistently look good. I think week 1 was a little fluke. Maybe not a total fluke. I definitely think there's things to be concerned about with this Bills team, but I think they'll get it together this coming week against the Miami Dolphins.
I think
partially because I think the Miami Dolphins are. I'm not totally sold on them necessarily. I think that I think they beat the Patriots, but I don't think they exactly beat the Patriots in the most convincing way.
I think the best thing for the Browns being able to play a team like the Texans week 2. Because I think the Bills need. That's what the Bills need. They need to play a team like I think the Bills need to play a team like the Texans. I think a turnaround against the Dolphins is going to be a tough game. So I think the Dolphins are going to be a rivalry game. It's going to be amped up. It's going to be a tough game, man. It's going to be a dog fight. It's going to be a dog fight for them in Miami. So that's going to be a loud crowd. That's going to be a good ass game.
Hey, Thomas. I think you're having some pretty bad audio problems. I think maybe your microphone's buried somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and just.
All right, cool. There you go.
Yep. All right. Yeah. Can you hear me better? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Much better now.
Good. I'm switching to Verizon now. or who switched to T-Mobile? I don't know. Wherever he did, he's that unloyal son of a gun.
I don't know. I know I have T-Mobile, and they get on my nerves. So there's that.
I don't mind T-Mobile at moments.
Look, man, T-Mobile 2 times in a row sold me the same phone that has the exact same defect that makes my day a pain in the fucking ass like 90% of the day. I used to have Verizon, never had a single goddamn problem with Verizon. So all I'm saying is T-Mobile has so far just been a pain in my fucking ass. And
that's your fault.
When they told me like, oh, well, you're gonna get like, if the phone doesn't work, then we'll easily replace it for free and no hassle whatsoever. And it has been nothing but a hassle trying to get anything out of these motherfuckers. Shout out T-Mobile. Give me some sponsorship ads. I'll stop talking trash.
I like how we had to save that. Shout out to T-Mobile, y'all. That's great.
All right.
That's great.
So let's move on to the New England Patriots going to New Jersey to play the New Jersey Jets.
Patriots.
Patriots? Yeah.
Patriots. I didn't watch the Jets game last week. I mean, I don't think anybody did. But should we just play last week?
I watched. They played the
They
Panthers
played
last
Carolina.
week. Sam Darnold.
I did see that. I did see that game.
Yeah.
I forget. But
I watched a little bit. I didn't watch the whole thing.
I didn't watch the Jets. I watched Sam Darnold highlights.
Yeah.
I just want to see Sam Darnold just destroy his old team.
I went to go watch like the condensed version on Game Pass, but I didn't. I'll be honest, I didn't make it the whole way through. Because it's the Panthers and the Jets. Who cares? But I mean, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna agree with you. I think the Patriots are gonna win this game because Mac Jones, even though the Patriots couldn't get it done against the Dolphins last week, Mac Jones really impressed me.
Yeah, he did look good.
And I mean, this is the second year in a row where I have famously said that I think a quarterback who's being taken in the first round is a bad quarterback. And then they prove me wrong and make me look like an idiot. So Mac Jones and Justin Herbert both have made me look like an idiot so far. So I guess don't pay attention to my opinions about quarterbacks in the draft. I also wanted Tua Tagovailoa for the Bengals before Joe Burrow went out and just won a national championship and made it obvious who the number one pick was. But before that, Tua Tagovailoa was my guy, and he hasn't been doing so great either.
We got to go back because before the draft, we did a ranking of which quarterback we think from best to worst. So we got to go back and look at that. I can't remember what quarterback we chose.
I think. Well, I mean, I can tell you, I definitely picked Trevor Lawrence as the best quarterback. I do recall saying I didn't really like anybody from this class. And
I'm pretty sure I put Justin Fields as one of the top ones, not the top one. I'm pretty sure I said that I didn't think it.
I can't remember. I do remember my analysis about Justin Fields was I thought that he could be one of the best quarterbacks from this class, but because I think it's a really overrated class. So Trevor Lawrence, at the time, it was really hard to argue with him being such a great prospect. But then again, also placement in the NFL matters a lot, and Jacksonville was probably the wrong place for him to go. And then Zach Wilson, I'm not really is that his name, Zach Wilson, the Jets quarterback?
Yeah,
that's his name. Okay, I'm just I don't know. I'm not sold on his attitude. I don't know if I believe in Zach Wilson, just the ability to adjust to the NFL, and he's been kind of up and down so far.
I remember saying that the best quarterback in the draft is not going to be the number one overall pick. It never is. Not at first, at least.
Well, the best quarterback so far has been Mac Jones, which blows my mind still, because I thought Mac Jones was going to be I think I called him like a fourth round talent or something like that.
Oh, he's looking good. He's looking good.
Yeah, that was a freezing cold take by me.
I can't remember who I said. I got to go back and watch that video and figure out my order.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So next up on the docket, we got the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Indianapolis to play the Carson Wentz's trash. I mean, the Indianapolis Colts.
Give me the Rams.
Yep.
I'm not about to explain my answer, do I?
It'd be nice if you did. I don't think you need to. I think we all basically know what you're going to say, but
Carson Wentz.
Just.
Okay, so today is Thursday, so it means that I have to get all the trash out of my room and take it out to the side of the sidewalk, including all that stuff will be Carson Wentz. You trash, Carson. You suck, Carson.
Thomas Stargell with this just weird vendetta against Carson Wentz.
I don't get it either. I don't get it why either. But you suck, Carson. So Carson Wentz is trash. So give me the Rams in this game. I think the Rams are just a better team. and that's all I got.
Yep. I'm gonna have to agree with you on here. The Rams defense just, I think the Rams defense this year has the potential to be like a top 10 all-time unit. And now you got Matthew Stafford as the quarterback, amid that array of weapons, and Sean McVay being an offensive genius. Like, man, I'm surprised. Like, I'll be surprised if like the Rams aren't representing the NFC in the Super Bowl this year, honestly. Like, I mean, the only thing that I think that could possibly keep them out of that is Tom Brady just being Tom Brady again. But I mean, if the Rams aren't representing the NFC in the Super Bowl, the only thing I can think of is that Tom Brady just went off and just made the entire NFL's bitch again. But But barring that, I think the Rams right now have got to be the favorite, just because they are just like, how do you beat them? What holes do they have? Other than, like, I mean, maybe not the best running back situation, but who needs a running back when you have a defense like that, and when you have Matt Stafford as your quarterback, and a great offensive line and an array of weapons to throw to?
Shit. I just don't see how the Colts is going to win this game.
I don't see it either. The Colts, so far, not the best defense on the planet. Kind of got their butts handed to them by the Seahawks, who I think the Rams are better than. I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling like it's going to be a great year for the Colts, honestly.
Yeah, me neither. Good luck, Colts. Good luck, Colts. Good luck, Colts. I suck. Yeah. Carson Wentz. You suck, Carson Wentz. I always be telling. I'm not really a hater on them. I be hating on people. Like they're like, there's certain people I just be hating. I be hating on the Colts. I be hating on Pittsburgh. You know what? Look, man, suckers gonna suck.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where is. I'm trying to find the podcast where we talked about the top quarterbacks in order.
Well, anyway, while you're doing that, let's go ahead and move on to our next game on the list, which is the Tennessee Titans traveling to Seattle to play the Seahawks. So, what do you think about this week, Thomas?
The Tennessee Titans playing the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, shout out to Wilson. Russell Wilson. He said he's going through emotional trauma right now because he lost a friend. I was just reading about that. So shout out to him. So that's always a hard thing to play football, and to be, you have responsibility to play a game where you make millions of dollars at the same time. You show up to work as hard when you have to deal with the loss. Some things are bigger than football. But with that said, football wise, that's tough. These are two great teams. Tennessee still looks good. They look rejuvenated with that new offense. Julio Jones, them boys. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. I'm going with the Seahawks. Actually, no, I'm definitely going with Seahawks. I forgot. Tennessee lost last game, didn't they? Damn, they didn't look really that good against the Cardinals, did they?
Yeah. But then again, Kyler Murray also went absolutely off.
Yeah, but the prevailing theory is I think that the Seahawks is a better team than the Cardinals. And they're in the same division. We have a good measuring stick of them against each other. And Kyler Murray did go off, but I just think that the Seahawks is just an all-around better team. It's going to take some time for that Tennessee.
I think I agree that the Seahawks are an all-around better team than the Cardinals. However, I think the Cardinals are a more dangerous team. So, like, when the Cardinals hit their stride, the Cardinals are going to absolutely fuck up a team that's not ready for them. But at the same time, I feel like over the course of the season, I feel like the Seahawks are probably going to have a better record than the Cardinals.
You know what it is about Tennessee that bothers me? I'm
What's
not
that?
remember this. Their defense bothers me. What do they really do to address their defense over the offseason? Because like they added Julio Jones. I remember when they added Julio Jones. I remember thinking to myself, yeah, but like, what you gonna do about them corner? Like their defense, they give up a lot of passing yards on that defense. The reason why they're able to shield the defense for so long is they're able to dominate the run. But realistically, what are the Cardinals going to do about that defense?
Well, I mean, they did a lot. They really kind of. I think they kind of did the thing that the Bengals did, kind of in reverse, where they focused their offensive strategy in the free agency, and they kind of tried to build their defense through the draft. So, I mean, they took Caleb Farley, Monty Rice, Elijah Molden, Rashad Weaver, all in the first 4 rounds, and then I mean Brady Breeze at the end of at the second pick of the 6th round. So their draft was mainly focused on defense. So, I mean, I think I agree. That doesn't like the draft really fixes your problems this year.
Yeah, it's gonna take time to gel. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to see. Regardless, I'm going to Seahawks in this game.
Yep. I think I'm going to go Seahawks too. Mainly because like I don't know if I necessarily think the Seahawks are significantly better than the Titans. I think the Seahawks showed pretty well last week. The Titans showed not quite so well last week. But the big difference I think that's going to be in this game is going to be that home field advantage, which in 2021 makes a big difference. Trust me, as a fan of a team where home field advantage is not really that big of a thing because Bengals fans tend to be kind of like, laid back kind of football fans. And home field advantage is not necessarily something that Paul Brown Stadium is known for. We absolutely like the fans were a big part of why we beat the Minnesota Vikings, because I mean we were making them false start and like get nervous, and because they couldn't hear anything during the game, they had to start doing like silent counts and stuff like that. And a big part of that reason is because fans just haven't been able to go to games. And so, you come out and your team does well and you haven't been able to go to a games for a year. And so you get louder than you normally would be before. Well, the Seahawks are known for having an insane home field advantage. So just think about, that just pressurized by the fact that Seahawks fans haven't been able to go to games en masse in about a year.
Yeah. The home field advantage is going to be a big thing across the NFL, actually. And that's why I'm asking a lot. If you notice, I've been asking about if who's been playing home every single game for that reason, because I was with that thought in mind. The home field advantage matters. Home field advantage definitely matters.
Right.
I think in
this
a town
year,
like Seattle.
I think this year, especially early on in the season, home field advantage is going to matter a lot. And especially for a team like the Seahawks, and that's, I mean, I also think they're a little bit better of a team than the Titans, but I think that home field advantage is really going to drive the point home.
Yep.
So next we got the Dallas Cowboys traveling to Los Angeles to play the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, you want to talk about home field advantage? I don't know if the Chargers are going to have a home field advantage, especially against a team with as wide of a fan base as the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm going with the Cowboys this game. I know I'm high on Justin and Herbert, but the Cowboys showed me something last game against Tampa Bay. And then like you said, you got home field advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Cowboys. I think Dak Prescott has proven to everybody that he is a top quarterback. He's an elite quarterback in the league. You heard me say last week the only quarterback that I would take over Dak Prescott is Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and Aaron Rodgers. I stick by that statement.
That's fair.
And maybe Wilson, but I stick by that statement. I stick by that statement. Anytime you got a guy that's just throwing 400 yards every single time he steps on the field, that's something you can't sleep on. And I know yards in the NFL don't matter as much as they used to, but that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. He come on the field and dropping 400 yards passing.
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I just watched Daniel Jones throw like a 50-yard pass to a wide receiver who's wide open in the end zone, and they got the ball perfectly placed right on his hands, and he just bobbled it and dropped it with like nobody around him. And my first thought was like, hey, is that Kenny Galladay?
My first thought when you were saying that was, please don't tell me that's Kenny Galladay.
No, it was not. It was Darius Slayton, but I thought it was Kenny Galladay at first because
I thought you were going to tell me it was Kenny. I thought you was leading up to Kenny Galladay.
No, I thought it was. That was Darius Slayton.
I'm about to choke you, Kenny Galladay. I want to choke you, Kenny Galladay.
He's already choking. You don't need to help.
Oh, shut up.
So I'm also going to pick the Cowboys this week. And Thomas, I'm really getting sick of you picking the same team that I'm going to pick. This is getting ridiculous. You're an asshole.
Great minds think alike.
Well, okay, that's great, but we're already tied. Like we're both tied 9-7. Like we had 9-7 records last week. We don't pick different games. We're just going to have the same record every week. Now, I mean, we have picked a few different ones, so we'll see what happens.
No, we will.
But anyway, I do agree with you about the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys really showed a lot against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. And I think Dak Prescott showed that, he can compete with anybody. And while I will admit that, Justin Herbert proved me wrong, I don't know if I believe in the Los Angeles Chargers. Like, I mean, I think they did win against the Washington football team last week, but it wasn't exactly a super convincing win. And it also involved Ryan Fitzpatrick getting hurt. So, I mean, I don't know. To me, the jury's still completely out on the Los Angeles Chargers. I think everybody's basically crowned them like the sleeper dark horse team of the year. And I don't get it. I don't think that, I think they lost a decent amount of pieces. I think that Justin Herbert can be kind of up and down sometimes. And I don't know. I certainly think that they'll probably win a decent amount of games this year. But do I think that they're going to beat a team like the Cowboys, who I was actually very impressed by in Week 1? No, I don't.
I think they got a beatable Week 1 opponent. I think that the Chargers for me are still a year away from being a serious team, but they're not going to be a team like the Cowboys. They're not going to be a team like the Cowboys. Not Week 2.
Yeah. A year away. That's I think that's about what I would say. The Chargers probably next year, if they continue the same trajectory.
Yeah, they're going to take off. But I should say, they still got some ways to go.
Yeah. All right. So we got a divisional matchup in the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. The Saints last week looked really, really good against the Green Bay Packers. Jameis Winston kind of proved all the doubters wrong. I mean, maybe he didn't prove them wrong because I think he needs to have sustained success to prove them wrong. But he definitely took some nice first steps as far as proving the doubters wrong. Looking absolutely incredible. Sam Darnold looked like a really good pickup for the Carolina Panthers as they beat the Jets last week. So both teams that looked good last week and rivals too. Also rivals who may not be as as strong as, the Saints have been in many recent years. So I think these two teams are also kind of more or less on the same level right now. So what do you think? Who do you think is going to win?
I know what to think. I think I really do like that's Matt Rule with the coach in Carolina, right? I really like Matt Rule with the coach. I really do. I like him. He looked like he's making that college transition a lot better than some other coaches who making the college transition. But yeah, I like Matt Rule. I think that I like what he's doing. Sam Darnold looked really good last week. You got to admit that, but he was playing against the Jets. But also looked good with Jameis Winston, and I believe in Jameis Winston more than I believe Sam Darnold, to be honest. What Sean Payton's doing with Sam Darnold is great. How they're limiting his touches because you don't need to have him. You don't need to have him throw 30, 40 times in the game yet. Let's get him acclimated in offense. Let's slowly bring him back to speed. So I'm going with the give me the yeah, I'm going to go with the Saints. Give me the Saints. Give me James Winston. I think it's the obvious pick. It is the obvious pick, though.
If you say so, because I'm actually going to pick the Panthers here.
Okay.
I still look. Jameis Winston really impressed me last week. I'll give him that. I also think the Packers kind of laid an egg. I would like to see what Jameis Winston can do. We all know Jameis Winston has talent. Nobody ever questioned whether or not Jameis Winston had talent. Let's see if he can sustain that. I don't know. I want to see what this Matt Rule team can do, and I think they're a good team. I don't know if they're necessarily a great team, but I think they could probably start off 2-0 and play hard against a division rival who is maybe pretty significantly down right now. Obviously very up since beating the Green Bay Packers 38-3. But I think that on the whole, I think the Saints just got into a rhythm in that game. I think on the whole, they had a really, really catastrophic offseason, losing as many pieces as they did because of all the salary cap issues they had. To the best of my knowledge, I think Michael Thomas is still not playing. Jameis Winston, I would not be shocked at any point that he just falls right back down to earth. He could have another great game, and I could be wrong, but based on what I'm expecting to happen, I think the Panthers will take care of business in this one.
All right. Okay. Look, man, Sam Darnold look good, man. I'm rooting for Sam Darnold. I really am. I think Sam Darnold got a lot of potential. I think that the Jets wasn't a good situation for him, obviously. And I think Tom's going to prove that. And I think what Sam Darnold is going to prove to everybody is that nature versus nurture when it comes to quarterbacks. That situation, I think Sam Darnold is going to be to prove that. I think Sam Darnold and James Winston are going to be proof that if you put a quarterback in a bad situation, they would not succeed. Believe it or not. And I know what you're saying, oh, yeah, Tom Brady went to freaking Tampa Bay and won Super Bowl. Yeah, he did. But I don't know. It was a little different. It was a weird situation with James Winston in Tampa Bay. It was a very weird situation. I just think that I think that New Orleans is a better situation for him.
Possibly. I think right now New Orleans is not the world's greatest situation, but we'll see. Oh my God, that was what an amazing catch! Holy shit!
Was it by Kenny Galloway?
No, it was by Ricky Seals-Jones of the Washington football team. They're up now. Okay, they're tied right now with assuming the extra point gets converted, they'll be up 27-26. But holy shit, this end zone catch by Ricky Seals-Jones, it was toe tapping. You remember that famous Mike Wallace catch from the Super Bowl for the Steelers? That was very similar to that catch. Maybe not quite as eye-catchingly gorgeous. You're not going to see like how it looks like Mike Wallace is doing the Michael Jackson lean over in the end zone in that picture.
Yeah.
So it's not quite that good, but still it was about that level of holy shit, how do you have that much control? It's the last time I saw somebody make an end zone catch like that, it was back before AJ Green forgot how to play football.
Well, man, it can't be any worse than the freaking butt kick I'm watching. You take it because they're starting the wrong quarterback at quarterback.
Wow. Okay, that's number 4. That is the 4th time you mentioned that.
It's just frustrating.
All right. So next game we got is the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
So who do you think is going to win this one?
You said Eagles versus 49ers, right?
Yeah, Eagles 49ers.
Man, the Eagles look good though.
Did they? Jalen Hurts looked good. Did the Eagles look good?
Oh man,
It was against the Falcons too. Like, what are we talking about?
See, like I just think that the 49ers got one of the best coaches in the league, though.
Agreed.
You go first in this one.
I'm gonna take the 49ers.
Okay.
I don't even really have to think about it for real. I think the Philadelphia Eagles, I think they looked fine last week, but I didn't think they looked particularly that damn impressive, especially considering you're playing the Atlanta Falcons defense, which is a mess. I think Jalen Hurts is a really good quarterback, but yeah, like I think the Eagles are probably better off at the quarterback position, but I mean the 49ers aren't exactly terrible at the quarterback position because Jimmy Garoppolo is fine, and Trey Lance kind of brings that that extra element that I think the Chicago Bears are trying to do with Justin Fields, just less successful.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, like the 49ers, I think, are a fully complete team that could potentially be one of those teams competing with the Rams for the NFC championship appearance in the Super Bowl. Now, again, I ultimately think the Rams are going to be the team that makes it, if not the Buccaneers again. But I think the 49ers are going to be right there. Probably a wild card team, but they're going to be one of those wild card teams that makes noise. So for me, I think the 49ers are clearly the better team in this matchup.
The whole Jimmy Garoppolo thing is weird.
It is, but
like
the main thing with Jimmy Garoppolo
is a bad quarterback.
Huh?
I don't really think Jimmy Garoppolo is that bad of a quarterback, though.
He's not a bad quarterback. He's way
not enough
overpaid.
to go draft another. Not enough to go draft another first round quarterback.
Well, see, the thing is, he's way overpaid. He gets hurt a lot, and he doesn't bring that like extra like you're not going to be winning games because of Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to help you win games with a really good roster, which the 49ers have. But I think part of the idea is you're going and getting somebody like Trey Lance who can change games on his own, and you add him to an already great 49ers roster, and you're going to have something potentially special there.
Give me the Eagles. That's my big upset of the week.
All right.
The Eagles are home, game 2. Jalen Hurts. Give me the Eagles.
Okay. So next we got the Atlanta Falcons going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if you recall, looked every bit as Super Bowl worthy as they. They played it close with the Dallas Cowboys, but this was a Dallas Cowboys team that looked way better than the Dallas Cowboys that we saw last year. So what do you got?
Tampa Bay versus
Atlanta.
The Falcons.
Yep.
Tom Brady versus the team that he came back from. I wonder who I'm going to pick on this one.
Tom Brady versus 28-3.
Give me Tampa Bay. Give me Tampa Bay. Give me. I think they're just gonna start rolling. They're just gonna be rolling. They're gonna roll to start the season. They still got that championship hangover. So they're gonna be rolling. They're gonna be rolling in this game. Give me Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I agree.
Tom Brady
Tampa Bay, and on top of that, I don't think Atlanta's any good. I think they got Matt Ryan and Kyle Pitts. That's great, but that's all you have. So I could see Atlanta being one of those teams that's picking top 5 again this year, honestly. So definitely agree with you. Tampa Bay is going to win this game. So next we got the Arizona Cardinals hosting the Minnesota Vikings.
Arizona Cardinals versus Vikings.
Yeah.
We'll have to go on. Give me Cardinals. Give me Cardinals.
Yeah.
It's a good one because I know he's going to win Cardinals. Kyler Murray looked hot. He looks real hot. He looked like he's in his zone.
Yeah.
So give me them.
I'm going to agree with you. The Arizona Cardinals are going to win this game. The Vikings, I think people are giving the Vikings too much shit for losing to the Bengals because I don't think people are taking the Bengals seriously, and they won't until we start winning more games. But I will say I think the Vikings have a lot of problems right now, and the Vikings also typically don't do particularly well against teams that have the potential to get hot like the Arizona Cardinals. The Vikings are one of those teams that like need to win very grinding, like control the game type games, and the Cardinals just don't let you do that.
Well, not only just that, I just haven't really seen anything impressive out of the Vikings the last. I mean, not even last game. Like, I told you last game, like, just what scares you about the Vikings for real. I mean, I know their offense scares you, but their defense don't really scare me that much. So, and especially when you have a guy like Kyler Murray, you can stop the Vikings offense. It's not like their offense is unstoppable.
Yeah.
Give me Vikings.
Yeah. Wait, you said you're taking the Vikings.
No, don't give me Vikings. Give me Cardinals.
Okay.
Give me Cardinals.
I was about to say that's a very weird way to lead up to say you're taking the Vikings.
No, I'm taking the Cardinals. Sure.
Yeah. All right. So last non-AFC North game we have to predict here is the Green Bay Packers hosting the Detroit Lions. Detroit in Lambeau. What do you think, Thomas?
Rebound game for Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna come out and do his thing. I mean, Jared Goff didn't look that bad last week, but yeah, give me the Packers for sure. Aaron Rodgers is gonna come back. He's gonna do his thing, no doubt. What's even a question?
You know what? I'll tell you why it's a question, because I am going to pick this game as my big upset of the week.
Okay.
I think the Detroit Lions, with Jared Goff, so very surprisingly, holy shit. The Washington football team had this game won, and Taylor Heineke threw the game away on an interception. And the Giants are going to probably kick a field goal here, and it's going to be real tough for Washington to come back after that. Oh, my God. Wow, that was a terrible throw. Wow, you just killed your own team, bro. Oh my God, that's why you need Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, has the table to turn.
Oh man. I was so ready to gloat and be like, "Oh, Thomas, you lost again." But oh my God. I mean, okay, so if Washington can hold them to a field goal here, then I mean it's possible you could like drive down the field and get a field goal because you still have a few minutes left in the game and you got all your timeouts.
I need a slant downfield to Kenny Golladay.
Well, that's the thing. If the Giants score a touchdown here, it's basically over. So anyway, getting back to what I was talking about with the Detroit Lions, I think the Lions looked. Let's see. What did they do last week?
They were losing. They were losing for most of the game, and they started to come back.
Right. So the Lions showed me a lot of heart last week. The Packers showed me the exact opposite. I thought the Packers looked like trash, and I thought the Packers looked like they didn't care. I thought Aaron Rodgers really looked like he didn't care. The Lions, on the other hand, I feel like Dan Campbell's message of eating people's kneecaps has invigorated the Lions into believing in themselves somehow. I don't know how that works, but it apparently did work. Whatever it did, it worked.
You got to eat people's kneecaps, it's obvious.
I guess, I don't know, but I think, the right now, the Lions look like, to me, the way more interesting of these two teams, and the Packers are going to have to show me a little bit more than they showed me against the New Orleans Saints last week. So, and until they show me otherwise, I'm going to doubt them. I don't think that they're going to necessarily lose to a team like, the Falcons, but I think the Lions showed me that, if you don't pay attention to them, then they'll fuck your shit up. And so I think this will be the second time since 1970 that the Detroit Lions are going to march into Lambeau Field and beat the Green Bay Packers.
Okay. it's an individual game, man. These games in the same division. You play a team so many times. You know them better than anybody else. And these upsets can happen.
Right.
It's not far outside the possibility. I'm not hating on that pick. I'm not hating on that pick at all.
I mean, this pick could get me trouble. It's kind of like last year when I picked the Bears to beat the Packers. But that's because I was high on Mitch Trubisky at the time, and I thought that maybe that would work. But this one, I genuinely believe that the Packers just like are not something I can sign my name on right now. I just don't believe that.
We laugh at it too.
All right, Washington looks like they held him to a field goal. Oh, he totally dropped that. Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, who knows? Maybe the kicker misses this kick. It'll be interesting to see. Let's go ahead and move on to these AFC North games.
Draft a kicker.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Graham Gano. Graham Gano is a good kicker, so I doubt he'll miss this. And
you never know.
He made it. Graham Gano is a good kicker.
All right, cool. So that's good to know.
Well, there you go. Let's move on to the AFC North games. So first one that I want to talk about here is the Las Vegas Raiders going to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Obviously, we talked a little bit about this on the podcast. So what do you think is going to happen, Thomas?
Derek Carr's going to come out, throw 350 yards, a few touchdowns. And Bears, Ben Roethlisberger going to look like he's 80 again, and then he's going to be questioning retirement. Pittsburgh fans are going to cry, and they're going to realize that their quarterback needs to retire, and they're going to probably come down back down to earth. You suck, Pittsburgh.
I like
Browns.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm going to agree. I think Darren Waller is going to have another big game. I think Josh Jacobs is going to punish that Steelers defense. And I think, TJ Watt might shine again, but it's not going to be enough because the Steelers offense is just not going to get anything going.
Not there.
It's just right. It's just I think the Steelers are about to get exposed this week. I think they almost got exposed against the Bills last week, and then the Bills just kind of forgot how to play football. The Raiders, on the other hand, look like a team that occasionally forgets how to play football, but only for like brief stints of time, which is kind of what the Raiders have always done throughout their entire history anyway. Yeah. So I think the Raiders are, pretty well set up to beat the Steelers this week. It is in Pittsburgh, so that, that might kind of help the Steelers side of things. But I just, as far as which team's the better team right now, I think Las Vegas is probably the better team right now.
I agree. I completely agree.
So Chiefs and Ravens, what do you think, Thomas?
Chiefs.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes will come out, beat Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson will make some flashes. He's gonna do some tricks. He's gonna do some moves, some eyes.
Yep.
Some moves, some eyes, some moves. And he'll lose.
I got to agree. We talked about this on the podcast too, and we basically both made our predictions on the podcast because I specifically mentioned how Lamar Jackson is not going to outduel Patrick Mahomes. It's just not going to happen. I think the Chiefs are a way more complete team than the Ravens. The only thing the Ravens really got going for them here, I think, is maybe the home field advantage. And beyond that, I don't know. I think until further notice, I'll take the Chiefs 100 out of 100 times in this matchup.
Okay.
All right. So Texans heading to Cleveland to play the Browns. What do you think?
Baker Mayfield is going to have a revenge game. I think Anthony Schwartz, the rookie receiver, is going to really shine this game. And the Browns are back. And this is going to be the game the Browns stamp themselves as being back. So give me the Browns this game. I'm not picking against the Browns in a home opener. I'm not picking the Browns. I ain't picking against the Browns game. I think this thing is going to be rocking. Go Browns. Give me the Browns. I think it's going to be closer, though. I think it's going to be close, though.
I don't think it's going to be close. I think the Browns are absolutely going to smash the Texans. I think everybody is going to remember why nobody believed in the Texans.
I agree.
So, No, sorry, Texans. You're about to run into the buzzsaw. And finally, we have my Cincinnati Bengals playing the Chicago Bears in Chicago. So what do you think is going to happen, Thomas?
All right, now this is going to be the toughest game in the division to predict because, like, as much as I would love to pick the Bengals, the Bears are going to be the Bears are always a tough out. You know, that defense, you guys are going to be playing against a little bit better defense. I know we just had a guest come on a podcast to talk about why the Bears defense is a little bit more depleted than it was in the past years.
Yep.
But even still, they still have a very good defense. Still a very well coached team. But at the end of the day, you're going against Andy Dalton. And I think I had the better quarterback in this game. I'm going to go with the better quarterback. I think Joe Burrow is going to shine this game. And he's going to force the Bears to have to start playing Justin Fields next week. So that might not be what I think is going to happen. It might be what I want to happen, but I'm going to go with that happening. I'm going to go with the Bengals win this game, start off season 2-0. I said last week at the end of the podcast that by Monday next week, the Bengals will be in first place of the AFC North. I stand by that statement. By Monday, the Bengals will be in first place of the AFC North.
So you're picking the Bengals?
Yep.
All right. I'm also picking the Bengals. So the reason I'm picking the Bengals here is because Andy Dalton is going to be playing the quarterback position.
Exactly.
I love Andy Dalton is my boy. I've said it so many times on this podcast. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. I love the guy. I did think it was time to move on when it was time to move on, but I'm still rooting for the guy. I want him to do great wherever he goes. I think he's a great human being. I think he's a great, Andy Dalton, I will always root for you. But he's just not been the same quarterback since he broke his thumb back in 2015. And it's just kind of been it's been an incremental downslide since then. And ever since he left Cincinnati, it's just not been good. He was not very good. I mean, there were some instances here and there he was good in Dallas, but it mostly wasn't very good. He didn't look good against the Rams at all. And I think the Bengals have maybe the Bengals defense isn't quite on the Rams level at all in any way, shape, or form. But I do think the Bengals have a really good defense this year that, like we saw them get a lot of pressures against Minnesota, and the Bears, their offensive line struggled in week 1, and 2 of their starting offensive linemen got hurt. So I don't know. It seems like from a matchup perspective, especially with Andy Dalton playing, this is a game that should, I think, maybe not easily go in the Bengals' favor, but the Bengals just seem like, to me, the all-around better team out of these two teams. Now, if Justin Fields was playing, we'd be having a different conversation, because the Bengals, for whatever reason, can never play well against a quarterback who knows how to run and extend plays and stuff like that. But Justin Fields is not playing. It's Andy Dalton. And Justin Fields might get in for a few plays here and there, and he might do really well in those few plays here and there. But on the whole, Joe Burrow is, I think, going to shred the Bears defense, and he is going to be aided by a Bengals defense that is going to eat Andy Dalton alive.
I really think that, I just want to throw this out there. I think there's a chance that we might see Justin Fields play tomorrow or Sunday. I think that there's a chance that if the game gets ugly, that you can see Justin Fields comes in the game in the second half or late in the game or later in the game. And if that happens all the time in football. We see it happen all the time in football. I can see there being a short leash on Andy Dalton this week.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think, though, that, especially because of the way the Bears have basically been insisting on playing Andy Dalton, I don't think that he's going to. Yeah. I don't think that Justin Fields is going to see significant snaps. That's the main. I think
we see Justin Fields. I think we see Justin Fields next week, though. I think Justin Fields will start against the Browns. I think that's going to happen. I think that's inevitable.
Right. So Also
gonna be fun.
one other point I want to point out here is Andy Dalton already got his revenge game against us. He beat us last year. Now it was a much less meaningful game, but he did beat us last year. This was, without Joe Burrow, but Andy Dalton got his revenge. And so there's not that aspect of things. Obviously, Andy Dalton probably always wants to play well in general and probably also has a little extra on top of playing his old team. But there's not like that, oh my God, I got to beat him to show them that they made a mistake by moving on from me kind of thing.
They didn't make a mistake.
I think some of the emotion's already gone from them just doing what they did. And I think the Washington football team might have just won it.
How? What happened?
Well, they just threw a first down to roughly about the 35-yard line. So that should be in field goal range. So as long as they don't do something stupid, they're going to be able to kick a field goal with basically no time remaining, and they'll be up 1 point. So there's 24 seconds left in the game. So I almost kind of feel like we should just kind of keep watching this game and reacting to it, since the game's basically going to be over by the time that the game's going to be over in a few minutes anyway. So let's see what happens. They're about to spike the ball on the 30.
Oh, you had 2 touchdowns that look good, and they both made the ESPN top 10 plays, and that's it. And they still lost 14-48. The 2 touchdowns I had were nice, but y'all still lose. You know why? Because your quarterback sucks.
Oh, that is easily a catch. Are you fucking kidding me? They're reviewing this catch, but I mean, he gets both hands completely wrapped around it. Like the Giants cornerback, I mean, I think he takes a little bit of a swipe at the ball, but I mean, if that's not a catch, I don't know what is. That is easily a catch. There's no way in hell that is not a catch. Now, I will say that one thing, Washington football team does not have Evan McPherson as their kicker. So, maybe you can't feel totally solid that they got the game one yet. We all saw what happened to Randy Bullock last year when he got calf cramps.
Well, I'm pretty sure they don't got Randy Bullock as their own kicker.
All right. They confirmed that it is a catch. And so let's see. We got 2nd and 4 with 9 seconds left in the game. And I'm not entirely sure what they're doing. They appear to be lining up to run a play with 9 seconds left, and they have no timeouts. I am not. Oh, okay. I guess they hadn't spiked the ball. Okay, so they spiked the ball to stop the clock. And so now the Washington football team will attempt a field goal from roughly about the 33-yard line. So it's probably going to be about a 51-yard field goal. So, it's going to be snapper Cameron Cheeseman. His name is Cheeseman.
Yeah, the cheese, man.
Dustin Hopkins, can you hit a 48-yard field goal attempt? Probably. Let's see. And it's up, and it is. Oh, it's to the right. Oh, they lost. Oh, no. Oh, he pushed. Oh, there's a flag. There's a flag. Hold on.
Of course there is.
There's a flag. I think they're going to get another opportunity.
Of course, there's the flag.
I was so heartbroken for a moment. I'm rooting so hard for this team.
Of course, there's the flag.
What is the flag? What is the flag? There. Come on, guys, come on. Okay, it's on the whatever it was. It was on the Giants. So
of course it was.
They didn't take a look at the ref until. So I guess they're gonna have an untimed down here. It was offsides.
Of course it was.
Offside.
By the way, how would the Browns ever get those calls for them? Like I remember the Ravens, they blocked that field goal kick, and a guy stepped out of bounds, and he freaking was offside. Of course he was offside.
43-yard kick is up, and this time it looks like it is just in. almost pushed it right again. But the Washington football team comes away, and Kyle is 1-0, and Thomas is 0-1 for the start of the week. That's 2 Thursdays in a row where I've got off on a good foot. But then again, in fairness, you know, you brought it back to tying on Sunday and Monday, you brought it back to tying at that point. So we'll see what happens during the week. But right now, I'm getting off at a 1-0 advantage.
All right, dude. Whatever.
Whatever. And you're just salty that you can't kick my ass like you did last year.
It's fine, dude. I'll see you next week, man. That's it. That's all I got for you tonight.
All right. Hoo day, everybody. That's it for prediction.